All right, we're sitting in back of the Fatted Calf now. They have some open air tables that they've set up. It's pretty crowded back here, but the tables they're inviting. So we went in. We've gotten the porchetta before at the Fatted Calf, so they make a sandwich out of it. They call their roast pork sandwich. So I ordered it, and that's what we're going to share for lunch. I'm really looking forward to eating this. I happen to be starving. We didn't eat breakfast. We've been flying up all day. We're ready to have ourselves a nice meal. And we're going to start with a porchetta sandwich. I also got myself some vinegar chips and some apple juice, which they all carry there inside the Fatted Calf. Now, I know they've used good bread before. I've used it. It's good. And they've cut it in half, so that's perfect. One piece for Young, one piece for me. Inside, they have the roast pork or the porchetta. It looks like they have a relish. That could be a potato salad in there. And then some lettuce and various condiments. So let's taste it and see what it's like. I want this now. That's really good. Their roast pork is always very tasty. The relish they put around it, it's like a mustard, garlic, mayo relish, which is pretty good. The lettuce just makes you feel like you're not eating all meat and fat. So I guess that makes you feel good about it. The bread is very good and it's chewy. Nice French baguette. Definitely something that I could come back here for lunch anytime. Okay, the apple juice, this fresh juiced, so never go wrong with nice fresh apple juice. That's really good. And of course, salt and vinegar chips aren't my favorite type, but they're pretty good usually. So let's see what this one's like. Nice and crisp, a little bit thin. We'll try it. That's good. Not overly salty. The vinegar is not too pronounced. It's a good balanced chip. I like it. But the porchetta sandwich here is the star. Remember, it's called a roast pork sandwich here, not a porchetta sandwich, but they use their porchetta in it. We're here in Oxbow Market. Oxbow Market is a bustling area that has all kinds of food options. They have the Hog Island Oyster Company if you want oysters. They have live pizza if you want pizza. They have bars. They have sweet shop. They have a cupcake place. They have an empanada place. They have a chocolate company that's delicious. Annette's chocolates, really good. And a lot of other places to get food. As you see, they also have a vendor who sells a selection of fruits, and they have jarred jams and jellies. They have a cheese store with butter. They have all kinds of food. It's a great place to come if you're going to pack a picnic, or if you just want something to bring back to your room and eat for breakfast or as a munchie. Anyway, Oxbow Market is always an experience. It's always fun to come, and it's always a great place to get something to eat. We're in the display area of Annette's Chocolates in Oxbow Market. Annette's Chocolates has been here for years and years and years. I think it was here when we first came here to our first Napa trip about 10 years ago. And I like their chocolates. It's really good. Back then, they had a sampling table. They do all kinds of sauces, raspberry, port wine, chocolate sauces, all kinds of fudge, all kinds of butterscotch sauces. It's all really good. They also have candies. They were sampling all that stuff. They're not sampling anymore, mostly because of the pandemic. I'm sure it'll start up again maybe in a year or so after the effects of the pandemic wear off. But for right now, this is still a great place to get chocolate. It's a good place to get hot fudge or ice cream sauces. And they have a store in downtown Napa, but this one in Oxbow Market is very convenient. So consider this as one of your stops. I want to get this. I'd like to get that dark chocolate caramel bar. El Porteño is one of the newer shops here in Oxbow Market. They've had a store in Napa Valley in the area for a long time, and they get rave reviews. People talk about how good their empanadas are. But ultimately, now that they've opened one in Oxbow Market, it's much more convenient. I just tried one of their cherry empanadas, and the cherry empanadas are really good. But they make sweet, they make savory, they make all different kinds. So definitely give it a shot here. It's every bit as good as it looks. So as promised, we came back for lunch at the empanada place, and they have a whole bunch of empanadas, both sweet and savory. These are not the hugest empanadas. They're relatively small, so I got a couple. This is the dessert. This is called manzana, which means apple. It's basically apples and raisins, and it's got a little brandy in it. That's going to be a nice one. They have a jamón y queso, which is ham and cheese, but it's a Spanish-style ham. It's not American-style ham. And then they have a carne, which is steak with a bunch of stuff in it. Now, I don't know which is the steak and which is the ham, so I'll just try one and see.
And I guess Dante liked this, so it wouldn't
This is the ham and cheese. It's good. Right now, I'm getting just to the cheese part. All right, so I've tried this ham and cheese. Now, the ham inside, it's more of a Spanish jamón. It's like a prosciutto, if you've had Italian prosciutto. For those of you who've had Spanish jamón, you know what that is. This has just enough ham, just enough cheese. It's hot. The crust is buttery. It's soft. It's got a little crispiness to it. It's a really tasty dish. Now this next one is called carne, which means beef or meat. And this one I can tear open and show you. This has chopped beef, and it's got some veggies in it. I don't know what it is. That's an interesting spicing. It's not entirely savory. It's got a little sweetness to it. I don't know if they have some fruit in it with the meat. Interesting flavor. You can tell it's a South American style empanada. But I think I like the jamón y queso better, but this is still very good. I'm going to finish up the ham and cheese. I don't like this as much as I like that one. This is good, but it's not amazing. I'll let Young taste it. She'll probably agree with me. Now, this is the apple and raisin one with brandy. Now, I'm not tearing this apart because it's going to be gooey inside, and I don't want it falling all over my hands. So I'm just going to bite into it. That's good. If you've ever had a mince pie, it tastes a lot like that. It's got the apple flavor very strong, the raisin flavor very strong. The alcohol is so slight you barely taste it, but it does enhance the flavor of the fruit. It's very good, very well cooked, mixed up together. A nice, generally well-blended taste.
got like 6 oysters from Hong Island right here in Oxbow Market, and 3 of Kumamoto. Last time I had a Kumamoto in San Francisco, I just fell in love with this oyster. It's so tiny and it was very sweet. And then this one is, I think, it's a parsley and lemon dipping sauce. It was a little bit sweet. So I'm gonna squeeze some lemons here. Very excited. So Kumamoto is very tiny, as you see. This is the size. Very tiny. So I'm gonna try this Kumamoto first. Just amazing. So I think this is the best oyster I ever had. This one is very meaty. Very good. This is really good too. Very meaty, oceany, very nice. Like that. Very good. Wonderful. Wonderful.